Right folks, how are we all? Let's just get this camera right. Welcome to Bren. He's welcoming into the BVM stable.
Thank you very much, David.
That's alright mate, no worries. Bren's doing some decorating, known a few years now, mate.
Yep.
So what we're going to do a battle off of these three stubby bears. We've got Brassiere, or is that Brass? How do you say that? Brassiere? Sounds rude.
Brassiere?
Brassiere?
Can't be Brassiere.
No, it can't be, can it? Won't have filth like that on here. Saint, I ain't got my glasses on. Saint Bertin. Saint Bertin and Bière Continental. So I bought these from. Where have I gone from? Right, that one's Lidl. The Brassiere's Audi, and I think that's B&M, or might be Morrison's. I am not sure. So what we're going to do, we're going to chat. I don't know if any of you can remember when I used to do the beer garden. It'll be a little bit like that, but we're going to just drink the beers, say what we think, and all that. I don't know, but you're not really a lager man, are you?
No, I like my traditional English bitters and milds and a Guinness now and again.
Oh, I've got some Guinness. I've got some stouts upstairs.
Oh?
Yeah, Clarkson's stouts.
Oh.
I'll give you a couple of them tomorrow. What do you want to go for first then, Bren?
I'm easy, mate.
Well, let's go for the 2.8, shall we? It's a bit fucking piss poor, isn't it?
2.8.
2.8. My truck's bigger than that.
Yeah.
There you go, mate.
Okay, sir.
So what have we got any story on it? Just no, nothing. Where's it brewed? It's brewed in Holland, where they wear the berets, wear onions around the necks, black and white stripy shirts, and they nick our fucking fish.
Ah.
Well, they don't nick it now because Keir Starmer's giving away, isn't it?
So it's not theft if it's given.
Exactly. Wanker. Go on then, mate. Let's dive in. Smells beer, really, doesn't it?
Smells continental beery.
It's fizzy.
It's very fizzy.
It's a bit watery.
Yep. There was another word springing to mind.
Piss.
Yes. Well, possibly.
Say what you think, Bren.
Yes, it's you can taste the weakness, shall I say?
Yeah.
Yes, it's not very full-bodied.
They wouldn't win a war, would they, the French,
No,
drinking
no,
this?
no,
Hey,
no,
no wonder the
no.
fucking Germans took them over.
Well, they gave up because they wanted the Germans to come over and bring some decent beer, obviously.
Exactly. They did. That's it.
That's what it'll be, isn't it?
That's what it is, mate. You know it. Do you like my air raid shelter?
I do. It's very nice.
It's rustic, innit?
Yes.
That's what I've done, folks. I've got an air raid shelter. I've got some old tins. Whoops. I've got some old tins. Fixed them to the roof, and there you go. Ideal, isn't it, mate? It's like a little bar.
It's perfect.
Hey, I could build a little bar there, and
We know a carpenter who could do that.
we do. Don't give him ideas, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it's gassy, isn't it?
It's gassy and very weak. Yeah, that's got no body to it whatsoever.
No. I don't even know how much it were.
Not much, I hope.
No, I don't think it were. It can't be a lot, can it? Because the alcohol volume is that low. You know, you could sell that as pop, as shandy.
2.8 is very, very weak for a continental beer, especially.
It is, yeah. It's piss poor, to be fair, isn't it?
Mm.
It's absolutely piss poor. It's, you know, if that's what it meant, getting out of Europe so we don't get this shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, it was obviously worth it.
Yeah, very much worth it. Do you want another one?
Are you having one?
Well, we've got these other ones. I'll tell you what, we'll put them in our top three.
Yes.
What shall we go for next then? That one's a 4 point. That's a 4.0.
And that's a 4.
Right.
Yeah, that's a 4.
So I don't think we may as well give these away, haven't we?
Yeah.
Fucking
You could get them to some kids or whatever.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Kids on the car
I
park.
think that'd be legal for them
Yeah,
to drink at
would.
that.
Look at that, the battery's good. Right, I'm going to change the battery, and then we'll go on to the next one. Where's that fucking one? Right, we're back. Change the battery. I knew that was going to go. That's why I bought a spare battery with me.
Well done.
So we're going Audi or Lidl, mate?
Lidl.
Lidl. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
So contains barley and gluten. So if you're gluten intolerant or intolerant, you're knackered. You can't have it. Well, you can have it. No.
French again.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But the thing the first thing I noticed, the label, as daft as it sounds, the label looks better quality.
Do you know what? Labelling and packaging does sell, doesn't it?
It does. And that is a better label.
I had my best shirt on when I met June. So I was well packed.
Well, yeah, yeah. Did you have your best jeans on and were they well packed?
I think I did, and they were. They were the days. Right.
That smells strong to start with.
Let's dive in. It's got a better flavour, hasn't it? It's got more.
Yeah, and doesn't seem so gassy straight away.
No, it don't, because we down that quite quick, and yeah, there's not a lot of gas.
Definitely a better flavour in that.
Yeah, the hotty hos have put a bit of thought into that. That must like be the Carlin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that would be the French equivalent of a Carlin.
That, yeah, the French piss of Carlin piss.
Yeah.
Trying to find out where it's brewed. It don't really say, is it? It's just no. No. You got any plans for the weekend, Bren?
Not a lot.
No.
No. No, I think my missus might have a cricket match.
All right.
So I think we'll be venturing out to watch the ladies play cricket.
That's all right, isn't it? Hey.
And I'll sit and have a decent pint of English beer while I'm watching.
None of this fucking French muck. Well, that one's going to be French, isn't it? I bet. Brewed in France. Fuck's sake. Why can't we make stubby beers in England?
Because who'd want that amount of ale?
Yeah, that's the point.
We're used to pints.
Yeah, we are used to pints. Even women drink pints now, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is neither here nor there. Really size-wise, is it? It's...
No. I tell you what, when we were working on the house last year, I used to have some of these in the garage. And you know, like when you're mowing the lawn or you're just cleaning the car or such and such, and you think, I just fancy a quick beer.
Yeah.
Pop one of these and you down it in one and that's it.
Yeah, for something like that, one's enough, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know, is it barbecue stuff? You know when they all stick them in the dustbin?
Yeah, we chuck a bag of ice in the in a plastic dustbin full of water and and then you don't know what you've got because after half an hour all the labels are floated off and
they are the same kind of bottle, isn't
they? Are, yeah.
Well, that one's a bit. Oh no, they are the same.
I would imagine that was slightly greener, maybe.
10 green bottles.
Yeah.
That's where it's from, Bren.
Yes, that's what it'll be.
You could play that on the drums.
I could. Ah! If we lined up 10 green bottles tied up with string, I could play it on the green bottles.
Bit of water in each one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be alright, wouldn't it? That could be your party piece.
For how good this beer tastes, you could actually just leave the beer.
Yeah, just leave the beer. Take a sip out of each one. Take a sip out of each one and do it like that.
Yeah.
How did they work that out? I take it the least in the higher the sound.
Yeah.
The higher the pitch.
The more in, the lower the note.
There's a YouTube video there.
There is. There probably is actually, Dave. Yeah. And there's bound to be some broken drumsticks lying about in my car somewhere because I use them for stirring paint.
There you go. That's it, you see. I bet, who used to play in Queen's drummer? Roger, somebody.
Roger Taylor.
Roger Taylor. Better he done paint. Mixes, uses drumsticks.
No, he barely plays the drums these days, to be honest.
A bit like Phil Collins.
Well, he doesn't play the drums at all. His son plays.
I've seen that the other day.
Now, yeah.
His son like banging shit out these drums, weren't they? Looked really good. Well, sounded really good.
Yeah. Possibly better than his dad, just like Zach Starkey, I believe, is better than his father.
Really?
Ringo Starr. He's just been sacked from the Who.
Is
Zach Starkey, Ringo Starr's son, has been playing drums with the Who for, I don't know, 20 odd years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they sacked him 2 weeks ago.
Why?
Allegedly, they're saying that he was getting too big for his boots, and his playing wasn't any good.
But I guess, in your opinion, his playing was good, and he filled his boots.
I saw them play live about 6 years ago at Glastonbury, and he was amazing.
Yeah.
The rest of the band got the arse because they reckoned that they couldn't hear the drums because they'd got a big plastic cage around the drum kit to stop the ambient sound feeding into the microphones. So
well,
the guitarist kicked it all down and ripped it up, stopped playing halfway through a song and ripped it all down during the show. They're
hey rock and roll.
Yeah, hey rock and roll. Cheers.
Right, so we're on Brassiera. Is that it? Brassiera.
Yeah, because it can't be Brassier.
No, Brassiera.
It's definitely not an over
the
shoulder
brass,
boulder.
And that's Syria as in like the Italian football, isn't it? Syria.
Yes.
And you got to serve it ice cold. It has been in the fridge.
Is this one French?
Yeah, they're all French.
They're all French.
Yeah, they're all fucking French. Fuck me. It does your head in, doesn't it? Well, that smells best.
It does.
Yeah. Let's dive into this one then, folks.
Now, I don't think that's got as much flavour
No,
as the last
it's the
one.
other one. But it's got more smell.
Yeah. Not as gassy as the first one again.
No.
But I don't think it's got as much flavour as the second one.
No, the second one is St. Bertin.
And they're both 4.
Yeah.
Both 4%.
Mm.
That is just tasteless.
Yeah.
That is.
It's almost as bad as the fucking first one.
I think it's worse.
Mm.
I really think that's worse. That just to me has got no taste whatsoever.
No.
That is like carbonated water.
It ain't got a lot of life in it either, has it? When you.
No.
Because I would have thought these you drink out the bottle, don't you? You don't pour them in
you don't
glass.
pour them in a glass. I mean, this goes flat as a witch's as soon as you pour it into a glass.
Yeah. Tit. You can say tit bread.
As flat as a witch's tit.
Exactly. Get in there. So you like the garden, mate? What we've done to it?
I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, I really miss my garden from when I moved house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely selection of vegetables you got going.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's lovely.
If you're interested in looking at the garden, if you go onto my English Countryside Days channel, you'll see what we've been doing. Me and Junie Baby. Mrs. Moore's garden, the regrowth. That's what it is.
Yes.
Go look at that, folks.
Yes.
And we sit here and talk about paint. So you've done a lot of Glastonbury's, mate? Yeah.
I think either 18 or 19, I can never remember. Yeah, always on the left field stage. Yeah, kind of ran that for a few years and then just backed off a bit, and they just used to send me tickets, so I used to go camp backstage, but I never really, the last 5 or 6 years I never really had to do any work. It was just a case of being there, really.
Did Amy Winehouse, did she ever do Glastonbury?
She did, but I never saw her. No.
We were talking about her the other day. She was
Yeah, I
tiny,
think
weren't
she
she?
did.
Tiny
Yeah,
little
yeah.
girl. Tiny little girl. I went to see her statue at what's the market in London?
Camden
Market.
Yeah, she was always down Camden. I think she lived down Camden.
Went and had a look at a statue, and like she's tiny. I think it's a life-size model of the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a shame. Such a waste of a talent.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And join the 27 Club, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, what is it about the age of 27?
I don't know.
Jim Morrison,
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse,
What was T-Rex?
Kurt
What
Cobain,
were?
Mark Bolan.
Yeah. What were he 27?
I don't know if Mark.
But didn't he
actually.
write the song? You know when he sang Ride a White Swan?
Yeah.
I read that was something to do with him crashing his white Mini.
Oh, never heard that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, unless I've made it up. I don't think I have, but I'm sure I read somewhere that Ride a White Swan is him driving his Mini and crashing it.
Ah.
But I don't know how true that is, folks. Put your comments down below and let me know if I'm a complete twat. And what do you think they are to the conspiracy that Paul McCartney isn't Paul McCartney?
That he died in a car crash, I
Yes,
believe.
and they had to find a lookalike.
Yes, and that's why there's so many hints on the Abbey Road album.
That's it, yeah.
Because he's not wearing any shoes, I believe.
Yeah, because
Is he walking first or last or something? It's
can't
something to do with his
remember.
positioning in the group.
yeah,
There's about 5 or 6, and I can't remember what they are, that people pick out
Yeah.
on that album cover, which apparently is the first album that was released after he
he's
allegedly died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Quite funny that. I like a conspiracy. I'm into a conspiracy. I mean, that would be amazing, wouldn't it, if Paul McCartney wasn't Paul McCartney?
Well, they've said the same thing about Avril Lavigne,
Have
the
they?
Canadian girl, woman, rock singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that apparently I think she died, or allegedly died, or allegedly committed suicide, one or the two.
Yeah.
And the record company swapped her out as well for a lookalike. I can't see how they could do it.
No,
Too many
because-
people must know.
Yeah, they've got to. And apart from that, you need somebody who can actually sing and who can handle the personality of.
Singing, not so much nowadays. We auto-tune.
Yeah, but
They
Back
can make
in-
me sound good.
yeah. Yeah, but back in the when did Paul McCartney allegedly die?
You see, back then there wasn't auto-tune.
No.
It would have been late 60s. So I think when Abbey Road came out, the album. I don't know, 66, 66,
Something like
67.
that. Unky Stephen, no.
Yeah. Before I was born, I
Yeah,
believe.
I think it were.
Before we were born, I
Yeah,
believe.
probably 65.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, have another one of another one then, mate. Well, because that beer Continental is no good.
I can't decide if that was getting any better as I was
Well,
drinking.
shall we have another one just to make sure?
Because so far,
That's piss.
well, I thought it was better than that. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think that's piss because it's only 2.8.
It could be psychological
Yeah,
that you think it's piss because it's piss week.
it is. It could be. Yeah. There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Good health, sir.
This is what me and June do. We just come and sit here now and this.
It's perfect.
Even if it's fucking raining, I know I've got to sort that out. I don't know whether to sort that out or not. I'll show you good people. Out
I don't think you're going to get any
There's a
rain
gap.
coming in there.
And I don't know whether to sort it or just leave it because I don't know. I think it's. Why don't you fucking stand still? I don't know whether to. I got you on completely.
I think it looks more rustic.
Yeah, because when all's said and done, it's an old pig pen.
Yeah.
There's a big fat pig in it now.
Two.
Yeah. So yeah, we just come and sit here and enjoy the day. That's going to run out in a second. Start it again. Yeah, the camera only lasts for about 15 minutes and then it turns off.
Really?
And from what I've heard, it's something to do with the tax you pay on a camera. If it continues to run longer, then you pay more tax on the camera. I don't know how true it is. I think it's a load of shit, to be fair.
You see, I thought the tax were just for holding carpet down with, but there you go.
Yes, there could be that. Could be that, mate, yeah. It's good though, isn't it? We just sit here, listen. Let's just chat. It's great.
I just think you need some like old You know, the old-fashioned tin signs.
I've got a couple.
Have you got some?
I've got one that says, beware the dog, but the wife's dangerous.
I saw it in the garage, yeah.
But I want some, like, you know, like, yeah, like you say,
I'm thinking like Dad's Army type, you know what I mean?
June don't like Dad's Army.
Coleman's mustard, or, you know, the proper
that
old,
one,
you know, yeah.
But you see, this clock up here, you can't see the clock. There's a clock. That was off Mrs. Moore's tree, and this garden used to be Mrs. Moore's. So we've saved the clock, put that up. We've got her old flag there. That's the flag that she used to have up, the old Union flag. And we were going to bin it. I said,
you can't bin a Union flag. And I'm glad you addressed it in the correct manner.
Not the Union
Jack. It is the Union. It is the Union flag.
Yeah.
Or the Union standard.
Yeah, a lot of people use the Union Jack, don't they? But there again, that's at least saying it. You know, some people nowadays are.
I think that came from military.
Isn't it?
I'm not sure where the origins of Union Jack came from. But I think again that could be something to do with the military, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Well, it's like I say, some people don't even say the fucking Union flag or the Union Jack nowadays.
No.
In case of being classed as racist.
More so with the Cross of St George, I believe.
Yeah, I've got to get the St George's flag. In fact, I think I've got one in the drawer. So yeah, it's all good.
It's the flag of quite a few different countries.
Yeah,
because it's the patron saint of quite a few. I did a tiling job in Valencia in Spain once, tiling a swimming pool for a British expat, and he wanted it white, all tiled white.
Yeah.
But in the middle of the swimming pool, in the bottom, he wanted a red cross. so that anybody flying over or helicopters going over, it was right up in the mountains.
Yeah.
In an urbanisation in Valencia. It was beautiful, beautiful apartment. Our next nearest neighbour was the manager of Roxy Music.
All right, yeah.
So they were quite.
If people don't know, Bren's got a connection to the music industry, so that's what I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did, and I said, isn't that going to be classed as a bit racist over here because we've put the St George Cross in your swimming pool?
But he says no, it's on the football
He's actually
flag.
the national, the patron saint of Valencia as well.
Really?
So yeah. So not a problem.
All right. It's good. Good stuff, isn't it?
This is nice. This is the way to end the day.
It is. You've been painting the house, ain't you? Me and June have been stripping.
Would you like to add
stripping the walls?
Would you like to add something to that, or
stripping the walls? Get ready for the painting and stuff, and. Yeah, it's just good to come and sit out here and listen to the birds and that.
It is.
Very fortunate.
It's nice. So. And look at the artichokes.
Look at the artichokes on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a song by Benny Hill called Broken Hearted Lover's Stew.
Was that the B-side to Ernie?
It was on the album of Ernie, so I've never had the single of Ernie, but I've got the album. Which I really shouldn't be admitting.
No wrong with Benny Hill.
I could tell you every single word to Ernie.
Yeah.
And
it's quite sad.
It is quite sad.
It's a sad song.
It is quite sad.
It is a sad song.
Two-Ton Ted from Teddington was a bit of a nasty bloke, I think.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, bastard.
I don't think he was on the level, he weren't.
Benny Hill looked like the landlord from the Hammer and Pincers at Barrow.
He did indeed.
Glyn, yeah, he did.
I used to. Was it Glyn that used to collect the army vehicles?
Yeah, the
army vehicles. I bet you never realised I used to go over there.
Really?
To see Bruce Bateson when he was doing the karaoke many years ago.
Bloody hell. Nan used to play the piano upstairs in the Rose Room, and in fact, Engelbert Humperdinck, he played the Hammer and Pincers before he was actually famous, when he was up and coming.
Yeah, I can believe it. Leicester boy.
Yeah. So, he played the Hammer and Pincers at Barrow. And, Glyn Hewitt did look... He looked like Roger Cook and Benny Hill.
Yeah, mixed between the two.
Yeah, that right. I can remember once we were sitting there, we were having a... We had a meal in the Hammer for some reason, I don't know why. No! We were on the piss, and we were having something to eat, and one of the lads wanted soup. He goes, I just fancy a bit of tomato soup. So anyway, Glyn's working on these aqueduct things that we use in the ward to
the ducks.
To come on the beaches.
Amphibious vehicles.
Yeah, he was like working on that because he loved doing them up. He got a load at an airfield at Wymethorne, didn't he?
I think he got one of the biggest collections of them in England.
He ran some fucker over, didn't he, on Skeggy Beach?
Yes, he did, I believe. Yes.
He ran some. It was a bit like Garfield. Some kid flattened in the sand because Glyn had rode over him. And they had the soup. Glyn, he'd been working on the duck. He'd come in, and his missus went, "Take that to Bert," or whoever it were. I didn't have a mate called Bert. And anyway, he took it out, he got the right arse, and he rolled up and he got his thumb in the soup. And Bert went, "You can take that fucker back." And like,
greasy thumb in it.
Glyn had a right arse and fucking, "I'm not taking that back. Nothing wrong with it. It's had your thumb in it." Oh, funny no. In fact, one day we were in there, and one of the lads ordered a kid's meal. He goes, "I don't want a full meal." He says, "I just want a few fish fingers and chips." So he ordered kids' fish fingers and chips and beans. When Glyn found out this bloke had ordered it, he went, come flying back in. He grabbed it off him. He said, "You're not having that. You're not a kid."
But didn't they used to be funny about that in McDonald's?
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah,
you sort of, if I just fancy, because I'm not a big eater.
Yeah.
If I just fancied a snack.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not a big lover of McDonald's, and it's very, very rare I go in there. Especially now I can't actually just walk up to the counter and say, "Can I have, please?"
I do. I've been Burger King the other day, and I went straight up. I said, "I ain't using that." So
I went to the Burger King, the nearest one to us in town.
In Loughborough.
Well, I weren't going to say that, but yeah. I went in there and I said, "Can I just order here, please?"
They've got it on the counter now, and it says you
I
can
hadn't
order
got
here.
my glasses,
Yeah.
and I could. There was nobody else in the shop.
Yeah.
We weren't busy. I hadn't got my glasses with me, and I can't read without my glasses. I can't see the screen without my glasses. And I asked if I could order there. I said, "I'll pay cash or card or whatever you want me to pay, but I just can't see the machine to order it." And they said, no, you've got to order at the machine.
Discrimination.
So I walked out.
Discrimination.
I went to the 300 Spartans Chippy.
Seb Coe used to eat there, didn't he?
And they still have a picture of Seb Coe autographed behind the counter, and it must have been there 30 years.
Yeah. So that went downhill a bit, didn't it, 300 Spartans? It used to be the best chippy in Loughborough.
Well, I used to like it because they did battered beef burgers, and you don't see them very often.
No, you don't see them. But I went in the other night, because I went to a hustings meeting before the local elections, and I went in there and I thought, fucking hell, I need some chips. So I pulled into Steve Slattery's car park, where he does the BMWs, and popped in and I got some chips and a battered sausage, and it was really good. They've upped the game again there, so happy days.
I used to pop in there now and again. I used to work at a lot of apartments, sort of just down the road from there, just past Audi. So every now and again I'd nip up there for my dinner, and it used to be really, really good. But like I say, it did drop off. It did drop off. Yeah.
And if 300 Spartans are listening, I do apologise, but your game's back up again now.
Yeah, and it always has been a good chippy.
Yeah.
And I say it's one of the few chippies you can get a battered beef burger from, which I love.
They actually did me a battered cream egg.
Really? Did you take it in? Do you take the cream egg in? Or?
I can't remember, but I think I actually reviewed it on Blue Van Man, and I think I actually reviewed a battered cream egg.
I've never tried a battered Mars bar, which is always the famous one, isn't it? Especially in Scotland, I believe. I'm not a big lover of cream eggs. They're too sweet. No. They're just too sweet for me.
Yeah. I actually, you know the Supreme at Shelthorpe?
Yeah.
Right, well I went in there one day and I says, right, I want a chip cob with peas in one and curry on the other in the middle, and I says, I want you to batter it.
Yeah.
And fry it.
I believe I saw that video.
Yeah. And apparently they sold quite a lot of them. Shall we have another one?
Well, yeah.
Which one do you want now? Shall we have another St. Bertin? Because I think we slagged that off a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, that was the last one we had, weren't it? And I still not going to lie to say that.
No.
Talking of chippies and peas and things like that, years ago, and I mean years ago, I had a bit of a light bulb moment, and I said to my missus, I've come up with this thing.
And she says you can fuck off.
Yeah. So I've got an headache.
Yeah. It's not Tuesday.
A mushy pea fritter.
Oh, yes.
Now, I'm talking about 15 years ago,
Yeah.
at least. And I trained as a chef, so I
Yeah.
do kind of know what I'm talking about.
People are looking now saying he ain't a fucking chef.
Yeah. Well, that's why my tattoos stopped so abruptly there, because that's where my chef's whites used to come to. But I came up there and I'm thinking, if I got something like a pastry cutter and pressed the mushy peas into this pastry cutter and froze it so that it was solid and it kept solid, and then battered it, by the time it's cooked in the deep fat fryer, it would have defrosted and warmed the peas through into the middle, so that you got a nice warm mushy pea battered fritter.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking there's got to be a way of doing it. And a baked bean fritter the same.
Yeah.
And then it was one of them, and I talked about it for months and months and months, and of course me being me did nothing about it.
Nothing about it.
Apparently you can buy them now in Iceland.
Exactly.
You can go in Iceland now.
Yeah, you can buy them.
Yeah. And I was talking about that 20 odd years ago. My fortune lost.
I did something once before as well. In fact, I've had a couple of ideas of what to do, and I might actually do one. No worries, mate.
Don't get any more taste than we drink it, does it?
Well, I don't know what we're on now.
We're on the St. Bertin.
Yeah. So hold on. Which one did we like the first? We didn't like that.
No.
That was the second one, and we thought that one was better.
Yeah, we thought that was better.
But then we thought
that seemed to have very little taste, but I think it had more taste on the second go.
Yeah, that were right. So we're trying this again. Yes. To be fair, I think they're just sitting in the garden beers, isn't they? They're nothing special.
I think you're right when you said barbecue.
Yeah.
If you've got a load of friends coming round, not being funny, and you don't want to spend a fortune,
you don't like them.
Yeah, well,
if you've got family coming round,
if you've got in-laws and that coming round, and you're not that keen, you know.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't go far wrong with these, to be honest.
I don't think you can. To be fair.
If they're cold, if they're ice cold,
yeah,
and you're just giving away for nothing. Then.
Yeah. Don't bother with the beer. Well, you can borrow it, but you could have the beer Continental
for the kids.
Give them to the kids.
Yeah, for the kids.
Now you're all saying you shouldn't be giving kids beer.
Legally, is it 9? No, is it 11?
I don't know.
Is it 11?
Yeah, but I was drinking when I was about 11, 12 anyway.
Yeah, like I was down the park. We a quarter bottle of vodka and a bottle of Strongbow, weren't it? But
or 2020.
2020 Mad Dog. Yeah. Yes. I could have bought you a bottle of that to review, because you know my missus's uncle's just died.
Yeah. Has he got some?
I was clearing the house out, and I got to the good cupboard, the booze cupboard. Now, his father was
He wasn't a toolmaker like fucking Starmer's, were
No, his father was a headmaster of a school.
Right.
And they were quite a religious family, so they weren't big drinkers. So what they'd got in the cupboard was the stuff you'd find at somebody's house who just bought booze at Christmas.
Right.
So there was ginger wine.
When you said he was a school teacher, I thought it was
he was actually a headmaster.
Confiscated drink. Yeah, contraband.
No, he was actually a headmaster at a Catholic school. The father of the guy who's just died. There was ginger wine.
Yeah.
Which who would drink ginger wine?
Well, don't you?
There was Advocaat.
Ginger wine's a mixer, isn't it?
No, I think you actually drink it as it comes, but no thanks. There was Advocaat, which, to be honest, I am going to throw my hands up. Every Christmas I'd buy a bottle of Advocaat. Yes,
for a
every Christmas, because it reminds me of my grandma.
What is in a snowball? Hold on, let me just start the camera because I know it's going to go off. So what is in a snowball?
Well, there's varying recipes on a snowball. I always go with Advocaat.
Yeah, obviously.
Probably 3 parts Advocaat. I like to put a shot of brandy in it.
Really?
one single shot of brandy. Well, I believe there is brandy in Avocar anyway. So
Yeah.
I would put 1 shot of brandy in it. I like to put a dash of lime cordial.
Yes, I know you got to put lime cordial.
A dash of lime cordial.
Yeah.
And then top it up with lemonade with 2 maraschino cherries.
Right.
On a cocktail stick, served across the glass.
Yeah.
So they don't fall in.
All right.
And then you carry it into your missus and guaranteed the cherries will fall in the glass while you're carrying it in.
Fair play.
But yes, that for me is a snowball.
Yeah. So you got Advocar. 20. No, in your cupboard now.
in the
cupboard.
2020. And there was 2020. There was one of the little flat half bottles of 2020. I think it was peach flavoured.
I tell you what, I bet the kids of today couldn't handle 2020.
No.
Could they?
Mad Dog 2020.
I wonder how many. I mean, to be fair, my daughter, she can drink. I've brought her up correctly, that she can, when she's out and about and having a drink, she can drink and she can handle a beer or whatever, because there's nothing, well, there's a lot of things worse, but there's nothing worse than a teenage kid, well, she's in her 20s now, who can't take the drink, don't know where they are,
Totally
and lose control of what's happening.
You've trained her to drink, which may sound bad to some people, but to me, you've trained her in a safe environment to drink.
Yeah.
So that when she goes out, she knows the perils of getting drunk and and losing all sense of where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, she could drink her ex-boyfriend under the fucking table.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
She had a good teacher.
She has. I mean, she's had. I never encouraged her to drink, but I always thought you're best to have a drink, and that's what happened to me. I was not encouraged to drink, but I had a drink when I was a youngster, and I got used to it. And then when I hit 17 and 18, it wasn't such a big deal.
Yeah.
So when I did actually hit 18, 19, I was knocking them back. And this isn't being big or clever.
No, I agree. I was the same.
Yeah, but you can handle your drink. So it's, for want of a better phrase, there's nothing worse than when you're like in your 20s, 21, 22, 23, and you're absolutely out your head on 5 pints and such and such. It's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
And you're throwing up.
Yeah, no, again, I don't think it's big, I don't think it's clever, it's just how I've been all my life. I've always drank in moderation.
Yeah.
Most of the time, every now and again, but from the age of 14, I was going down the pub and being served in the pub.
Yeah.
I can remember going in my old local pub in Ibstock, the Crown at Ibstock, where I used to live many, many years ago. And I walked in there with a couple of my mates and my girlfriend at the time, and one of the lads said to the landlord, "It's Bren's birthday, you're going to get him this one." We'd been drinking in there for probably...
How old are you?
Probably 12 months. And he said, "Oh, don't tell me it's your 18th and you've only just turned 18. He said, "I'll get you this one, Bren." It was my 16th birthday.
Fucking idiot.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But... I used to walk in the pub. It was a little key fob with Mini on it, with a couple of old car keys. I don't know where they were my dad's. I don't know what car they came from, but I had this little Mini key fob with a couple of car keys and an old house key on it, and I used to go in the pub. And I used to smoke. I used to smoke a lot.
Yeah.
And I always used to smoke, but even as I say a kid, from the age of 13, 14, I always bought 20 fags, I never bought 10s. And I used to have players number 6, and I always had a decent lighter, a petrol lighter.
Yeah.
Not a throwaway lighter, a decent so I used to walk into the pub when I was 14, 15.
Did you have a beard?
No, I didn't, but I could barely grow one now. I used to put 20 fags and my lighter on the bar and chuck my car keys next to them. Because in those days, I mean, not like now, I wouldn't drink and drive now, but in those days, times were different.
Yeah.
And I'd chuck the car keys on the bar next to me fags and next to me lighter.
Can I just say, his girlfriend's picking him up in a bit.
Yeah, yes. I'd say to the landlord, "Oh, I've had a grueler."
Yeah.
Gives a pint, I've had a grueler.
Yeah.
So
I've had a grueler learning that 13 times table.
You had a rough day, Bren. Oh, it's been never ever asked me what I did for a living.
Yeah. Fucking nightmare in that fucking metal shop at school.
Yeah.
Finishing at 3:30.
But times were different.
Yeah, they were different. They were the good old days, weren't they, mate? They were the good old days, and,
Oh, and they were.
Not like it's shit now. So.
Yeah, there were no Starmer in them days.
No. So what we're going to do, mate, well, I'm going to have to wind this up in a minute. So what are we going for? Or do we need to try that beer Continental again?
Yeah.
We're going to try the beer Continental again. Well, it's only fair, isn't it? And then we'll wind it up after this one.
And it's only weeks, so
Yeah.
one of those ain't going to make much difference, is it?
No. All right, June.
Hello, June.
Right, Bren, there's your keys back. I haven't locked the garage. I've not got a key.
I'll lock the garage, sweetheart, yeah.
Alright, see you both in a bit.
Yeah, you will.
See you, June. Right. Try this one again.
Yeah. There you go, mate. So we're finishing where we started.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
And may I say, cheers.
Yes.
As one of my favourite TikTokers would say.
Who's that?
I knew you'd ask me that. He's, can't think of his name now. He does drinks reviews, basically. He makes cocktails and has drinks, and he's very, very posh, and he's got a handlebar moustache, and he works in the theatre doing lighting, I believe.
Really?
Lincoln. Oh, what's his surname? Lincoln. Somebody or other. But he's very, very good.
Yeah. I watched a bloke. Tis fucking gassy, isn't it?
I've been wanting to do that, and I keep sort of stifling it.
Yeah, let him go, mate. It's my channel, dude. Do what you like. And I watched this bloke once, and he does whiskey. He works for a big company up in Scotland. And what he used to do, he gets the whiskey glass and he puts the whiskey in, and he does that, and then he bins it, and then puts a new whiskey in. He says you've got to have a whiskey in the glass before you drink it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely right. He's so Scottish, it
Yeah,
must
yeah.
fucking hurt. And he just does whiskey reviews, and he works for a proper company. I can't remember his fucking name, but he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's got like thousands and thousands of views, and he's a taster for a whiskey company.
Oh, so he does it for a living, so he really does know what he's talking about.
And he
He's
don't
not just two pissed heads sat having a beer after
no,
work.
no,
Right,
he's not
yeah.
sitting in his air raid shelter doing it, but he works for a company who brews whiskey, and he don't drink it all the while. He just gets the flavour and spits it out and stuff, and then sometimes he'll just drink it, and it's like it's too good not to drink.
yeah.
So, but he's good. Okay.
Do you like whiskey?
I do, and I know this is going to sound stupid, but it's got to be a nice whiskey. I can't be doing with a cheap. I like Jack.
Yeah.
There's something about Jack Daniels. I think it's what you're brought up on, isn't it? And it's tradition to drink Jack Daniel. I hope they never start approving to the woke agenda, because I've stopped drinking and wearing stuff and eating stuff that's gone woke, and I really, really hope they don't.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
No.
I don't think
It's
they
a
will.
fucking man's drink, a man with a cock and balls, isn't it?
It is, but then again, don't ever go to the factory because you can't drink it there.
Can't you?
It's brewed in Lynchburg in Tennessee.
So that's...
It's a dry county.
Yeah.
You cannot drink in Lynchburg.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't drink.
It's a dry county.
Okay, now.
I'll have to dig you out a bottle. The very first saloon that Jack Daniels, the person, ever
Yeah.
opened was called the White Rabbit.
Right.
And for the centenary of his birthday, they did a special edition Jack Daniels called White Rabbit, 45% instead of 40. Only I think it was only available for a few months.
Yeah.
And I might just happen to have a couple of bottles
Really?
of it. I collect Jack Daniels stuff.
Yeah.
I've collected it since I was a kid, basically.
Yeah.
I just loved the logo. I thought it was fascinating.
It's very... This is what we were on about earlier on. It's packaged well.
Yeah.
It's got
the label just drew me
Yeah.
in. Black and white, looked, I don't know, just something about the Jack Daniels logo. It's amazing. And I've collected Jack Daniels stuff ever since.
Yeah.
And I have got a couple, I know for a fact I've got 2 bottles of that.
All right.
Because I've always wanted to buy myself, and I very nearly did it a few years ago, a bottle of Sinatra.
Yeah.
They do Sinatra every year. They'll brew X amount of bottles of Sinatra.
Or what's the Sinatra?
It's a stronger whiskey. It's Jack Daniels goes as Jack Daniels, which is all the different barrels get mixed up together and is bottled as Jack Daniels.
Right.
Then you get single barrel,
Yeah.
which is when the taster goes round and tastes all the big vats.
Yeah.
And if that vat is a particularly good one,
Yeah.
then they will just bottle that vat, and it's called single barrel, and it will be numbered and dated.
So that's like as good as a single malt. Is that like the equivalent?
Yeah, it's just and everything else. If it doesn't make that quality, it just all gets mixed
Right.
together and bottled up as Jack Daniels.
Okay.
And then you get Gentleman Jack, which is double
Oh,
distilled,
that's fucking
and
nice.
it's so smooth.
Oh, yeah.
The trouble is, I think once you've had Gentleman Jack or single barrel,
Yeah.
it's hard to go back to Jack Daniels.
Well, I've got a mate, Jack Howard. In fact, he's going to come and cut the trees down, and he actually sent me a bottle of that Gentleman Jack.
It's lovely.
Or did he send me the spice one?
Or the red label.
Yeah.
Well, they changed the label on that. It started off with a
Ginge
plastic
got me.
coated.
Ginge got me the Gentleman Jack. Jack Howard got me the spice.
Yeah, it's fire. Jack Daniels
Yeah,
fire.
fire, that's it.
Well, they bought that out about 4 years before they actually started branding it as Jack Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, it was in a Jack Daniels bottle, but coated in plastic. It looked like a big top, like the
Right.
like on
Yeah.
a circus. But nowhere on the bottle did it ever say Jack Daniels.
Right.
And they did it for about maybe 12 months to
Yeah.
see what it'd go down like. When it took off, they actually rebranded it as Jack Daniels Fire and
Right,
put the Jack
sneaky
Daniels name on it.
bastards.
Yeah.
Sneaky
Yeah,
bastards.
yeah.
Hey. Oh, fair play. So, I'll stop that fucker again. So what's it for dinner tonight then, Bren?
I'm not sure. Possibly cheese and potato pie.
Oh, nice. Do you put a bit of Henderson's in, or...?
I've not got any Henderson's relish at the minute, but I have got some Worcestershire sauce.
we
that
like
possibly,
to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, June taught me one day that when you do a cheese and potato pie, she says, get a packet of cheese and onion crisps, or plain crisps, crunch them all up and sprinkle them on the top.
Just to
And
give
it
you a
gives
bit of
crunch.
Yeah, bit of texture.
yeah.
Bit of texture.
Yeah, all good. So,
Or I might just go Chinese. You never know.
well, Chinese is the best thing to do, really, isn't it, to be fair?
I do like a good Chinese.
So what we're going to do then, mate, are we going to label these up? So what's number one to you?
What is
Well,
it?
number three. Let's do number three.
So worst to best, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going worst.
It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it's
going
got to
with
be
the,
this beer
Continental.
It's 2.8 volume, and it tastes like it's 2.8 volume.
I don't know what the price was, but if it's...
Yeah, it's...
It ain't going to be
Whatever
a lot
it
of
is, I wouldn't pay it.
Yeah, it ain't a lot. Now, so this is where we get to the... do we go for the Saint Bertin, or are we going for the Brass Sierra?
That was the last one we tasted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to put that in second place
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have to put that one as my favourite.
Has that one got better for you as we had the second one?
I thought it did, yeah.
I mean, they're all fucking shit.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Don't get us wrong here.
You cannot beat a pint of Fuller's London Pride,
Yeah.
in my eyes,
Yeah.
but or Bass, or Pedigree.
Or even fucking Madre for this. Get Madre. In fact, sack these off and just get 4 cans of Madre.
Audi at the minute doing 10 bottles of Madry for £9 something.
Really?
Because I must admit, I was going to phone your sister up,
Oh, right.
because I know she's partial to a Madry.
Yeah, copying me.
Hello,
Hello.
Sharon, hello, I love you.
Right, so you're going that as right. You're saying St Bertie
Yeah,
as number 2, and
Yeah.
you're going Brass.
I am.
Well, I'm going to go the other way. I'll say that's my favourite and that's my second, because we can. This is what it's about: having different opinions and not falling out.
yeah, yes. I won't fall out over this much.
No, I fucking won't either. Not to hear. You can have it, you French bastards. Go take that and shove it in your fucking snails.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Well, thanks for doing this, Brent.
No, thank you very much.
It's having a nice little different content sitting here in the air raid shelter.
I've enjoyed the conversation. The beer was shite, but sorry, David.
I don't spit beer out, even if it's shit. I don't spit my beer out, but I was fucking close then. So, yeah, we might do this again another day. If let's see how the comments go. I'm going to upload this tonight, so yeah, it'll be out tonight. My sister will be able to watch it, and she'll be able to have a Madry and watch and think she's sitting with us. Hey,
And get to Aldi because they're less than a pound a bottle at Aldi at the minute.
So yeah, well, thank you for watching. Put your comments down below, folks. And yeah, we might do this again, eh, Bren?
Yes,
Find
very,
something to do.
if more misses all at me.
Yeah, there you
By
go.
the way, I love you too, Karen.
All right, lovely.
Thought I'd better put that one in.
All right, folks. Laters. Oh, switch off.